Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, readers of all persuasions. It is I, Gayla, and welcome back to Book Uncorked and Caffeinated. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, baby, Kennedy and Ryan ended the series, and I'm so sad and happy at the same time. It's bittersweet. But I am here today to talk about the Skyland series with these sisters on these books, baby. I did a vlog the last part of the year in 2024 when I talked about beautiful covers. And you know, Kennedy Ryan knows how to make a cover, baby. Oh my God. I think Can't Get Enough was my most anticipated read for the year. So starting my YouTube channel in August, I was always a reader. I was encouraged to start my YouTube channel, but I started watching Shaughnessy, and she got me more into the romances because I was like a fiction, but historical fiction, mystery, thriller kind of reader. Some romances, but not totally romance. So, and then I was able to actually meet Kennedy Ryan last April, like 2024, for Barnes Noble's book day. He was here in New York at the Union Square location and fell in love with her ever since. I can truly say she's probably top 3 of my favorite authors in this moment, and I have been loving all of her work and trying to read her backlist. But let's talk about the Skyland sisters. So, before I let go with Josiah and Yasmin, this was a very heartfelt story. It was about hurt. It was about loss. It was about love, and then finding one another again. So most people are familiar with the story, but I won't give it too much away. But Yasmin and Josiah was married. Something major happened in their marriage, and that caused them to lose the connection. And in the process of losing the connection, Yasmin kind of lost herself a little bit. And so moving forward, but it was hard to move forward for her because they had kids together, they had a business together. And so it was kind of hard to like move past all the hurt and pain. And then Josiah, moved on as far as a relationship, and that was hard. Let me tell you about this book. One day I was in my car listening to it going to work. I found myself getting pissed off. I was like, I forgot the lady's name he was involved in with, but I felt that she had unrealistic expectations of Josiah, considering he still had a business and children with this woman. Also, I thought Josiah was a little disrespectful in the beginning because he brought this woman to his family home, knowing that they were kind of embarking on a relationship. So, and I remember one time she showed up at Josiah's house to get something for the kids, and the woman was there. But that was something they always did. It wasn't nothing unusual. And the woman was looking at her like, why are you here? I think she caught the woman. I don't think the woman saw her. And it was just really, really like tragic. But that's why most times it's hard. I think it's most times harder emotionally for women to move on. And considering what Yasmin went through in this book, if you know what I'm talking about, you just don't move on from that so quickly. But in the end, they got back together and they talked about those difficult times because they both were going through something emotionally and mentally, and they did not lean into one another. So the one thing that I took from this book is that you need to lean into your partner and have truthful, honest, courageous conversations, because that's the only way you get to the other side without being bitter and hurt. But before I let go, really introduced me to Kennedy Ryan. I was like, I am ready. Then we came up on This Could Be Us. So this seems to be the fan favorite right now, and I did enjoy this. This was Soledad and Judah. Judah was like the perfect person to come into her life, considering all she went through. So if you know the story, Soledad, marriage was disrupted, but how it was disrupted was insane. Like, I'm surprised she came out without going to jail, with all the things that happened to her with her marriage and her husband. But she came out on top. She learned to be herself again. and to do for herself and to do for her child. And her daughter, ooh, baby, talking about wanting to fight this little girl. I was like, ma'am, you better listen to your mama. And I'm old school, so I'm like, you have lost all of your brain cells if you think you're gonna talk to me like that. So both of these books, so they were super emotional when it comes to certain content, and I found myself actually like getting back and talking back to the audio. But it was super entertaining, and it was just like great stories too. I'm learning Kennedy Ryan and that pen baby, when she get ready to sit down and tell y'all some things, y'all better go on and listen. And then can't get enough. I honestly think this was my most anticipated read. I had a video talking about all the books I was going to buy based on what I read before. So they were like continued in the series, and this was one of them. Ironically, my favorite color is purple. Bam. And ironically, this came out on my birthday, May 13th. I'm so upset because she was here May 12th and I wasn't able to go because I work at night. I have a 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9, and I could not rearrange my clients. And I was like, oh my God, but she was here. But she's going to be back for, I think, the Bronx Book Festival in June. I already have my ticket. I'm hoping to get this signed. I heard that there's a independent store copy and like a mass market Barnes Noble copy. I got this from Barnes Noble. And then I saw it was the green, what you call this, side spine. And then I saw Shaughnessy talk about the independent one, and I think it had a pink spine. So what I think I'm gonna do is go to the Lit Bar here in the Bronx. It's an independent bookstore. I'm gonna go there and see if there's a different spine. If it's a different spine, I'm just gonna get another copy. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. It is what it is. Even though it says there's something different in it, I still see that it has Hendrix and Maverick. Oh, I didn't talk about that. So this one is about Hendrix and Maverick. I love this one, and if I'm quite honest, this is my favorite of the three. I love the two before. Like, all of them are 5 stars to me. If I had a 6 stars rating and I was into like seriously rating books, they will all be like 6 stars. I love all these books, all these stories, all these characters, how Kennedy Ryan brought them to life, these covers, all the things that surround the book. I love it. But I like this story the most, I think, because this story mimics my life the most. Hendrix has decided to have children. I've decided to not have children for a variety of reasons. I'm a woman of a particular age now, so I feel like at this point, I choose not to have children. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's all kinds of points and reasons, but I choose not to go into it. But she mimics me the most. She's a hardworking Black woman, always taking care of other people, taking care of her mom. My mom, thank God, doesn't have Alzheimer's or dementia, but she is getting older. I'm an only child. She does for herself, but there are times that I have to check in on her and make sure she's good. And then just dating the wrong people, dating the right people, all the things that come with dating. It sucks sometimes being a professional Black woman, especially here in New York. So she speaks to my spirit, and that's probably why I like this story the most. But Hendrix is like an awesome woman, and so used to taking care of everyone else and not used to taking care of herself and respecting herself enough to seek love and to want love. And so I connected with the story so much more. So if I had to choose it's really hard, but if I had to choose which is my favorite of the three, it definitely will be Can't Get Enough with Maverick and Hendrix. And yeah, this series has really shook the whole book community. Like, everyone is like, what's happening? Like, everyone was just anticipating everything. And it's so funny because I did this video Even though the book came out 2 weeks ago. And at this point, I did this video because I'm starting to see people do their videos and I'm not looking at them purposefully. But I did catch that most people like the second one. This Could Be Us. And most people are rating these like 5s, and this not quite a 5. I haven't seen 5 across the boards for this, which is fine. That's your reading taste and your really reading experience. But this for me would be like 6-star all day long. This is my favorite. This was bittersweet, but it's come to an end. So now I'm really gonna be in Miss Ryan's backlist and figuring out some things. I did read Real. And I did get one book of the other series, and don't ask me what it is. I really don't know what it is. But Hood Shot, All Those Shots. I'm going to get into that and just do some more Kennedy Ryan. So what people have been saying. So the first one, the blurb was given by Tia Williams. Emotional, raw, real, and addictively delicious. That was on the jacket of the first one. Then the second one says, heart-searing, sensual, and life-affirming by Emily Henry. That was true. And it says, Kennedy Ryan is my go-to for deep, emotional, and sensual storytelling by Abby Jimenez. So I am so happy. It took me longer to read this book than I thought. I didn't read physically any of the books. I got them because I wanted them in my collection, but I did them all on audio. Just because of my lifestyle. So I did audiobooks. So I picked this up the day of my birthday because I wanted to go in store and get it. The day it came out on my birthday, and that was the 13th. And I think on Storygraph, I finished on the 18th because I was doing an audiobook back and forth to work. But anywho, I have thoroughly enjoyed this series. I'm so looking forward to meeting Kennedy Ryan again. She's a hoot. I love her. She's so kind. She likes to give hugs. She takes time with the audience, the readers, and she takes pictures. She does all the things. She's super, super kind. And I'm looking forward to going to more book events of hers and just reading more of her backlog. This has been a great experience. I loved it. So yeah, do all of the things, guys. Read the books first. Let's read the books. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of the things. I'm about to go drink my coffee. It's Saturday morning. But I just wanted to get this video up to just put out there how much I've enjoyed this reading experience and looking forward to more stuff from Kennedy Ryan. So, like, comment, subscribe, subscribe, share, do all of the things. Enjoy your weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.